Alright. Ask her for help since you're here for her. Hey, Rufio, what's going on, buddy? What was he up to? No, that's actually... okay, we got one miss allowed here. We actually came for him as well. We came looking for 2 people, not just 1.
You didn't show up at the Elysium. I thought you might need help.
Now, isn't that ironic? The doctor needing help from the patient.
But I was right, was I not?
Cool.
Yes. That's not the question. It's obvious that Hazel is manipulating you.
She cares about me. I don't see why it's an issue.
Does she care about you? Or about your premonitions?
Oh, things are going alright, Rufio. Just sitting here playing some Swansong. Getting past the weekend. How about yourself?
That argument doesn't hold water. Hazel's not the first person to take an interest in our gifts. Princes have always sought glimpses of tomorrow to better rule their domains. Take Quentin King, for example.
Yes, I know. She wants to separate you from me, I'm sure of it. What has she been telling you about me?
Halsey wants to talk to me? Wait.
Mom, you're not going to tell him about me, right? He never wants us to be together.
Okay. Oh god, his psychology's 5. There is no way. Said I should make my own decisions? Wait, I didn't even... oh, what was the question? Was this about the prince? The prince did say that she trusted me, I think.
Hazel told me that she trusted me.
You do well not to return the favor.
Why is that?
You don't release a patient from a Markovian institute to run a few errands.
You always see the bad in everything.
Your gifts can be particularly useful to her. Keep it in mind. I just know it's a good thing that she likes us. Well, you particularly. Right, it's a good thing I keep my emergency kit at the prince's apartments.
Why?
I'll give you a dose once we're back there. That should be enough to get you back to the institute.
You see? I knew it. He's always scolding us.
Yeah, no.
The Institute? But I'm feeling perfectly fine. Your eyes see nothing but danger.
Spare me the theatrics, Leysha.
Oh crap.
I've seen the play 1,000 times.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
You know our family's history for the dramatic. Do not take anything lightly. This is very dangerous for all of us.
I don't think, like, being stubborn is gonna help. Let's see if we can sweeten that up a little bit. Like, we'll go back later. Later.
I never promised that I wouldn't ever go back. But first, I need to finish what I came here to do.
That's not how it works. You can't just interrupt your treatment whenever you feel like it.
Richard! I'm fine.
Since I can't diagnose it, I'll take your word for it.
Hazel should have respected my instructions.
What do you mean?
She should have followed the treatment I prescribed for you, that's all. This issue is not over. I will have words with her. Let's get out of here.
You go ahead. I'll catch up with you.
Leysha, that's not what
You want me to trust you, but you don't trust me.
It's not that. I'm just worried about you.
Get going. The clock is ticking.
You can, at the very least, let me help you. Here, with this, you should be able to temporarily impersonate anyone.
Ooh. The secret prescription. Okay, I don't think we got swerved just now. Elusive trait gained.
I'll find Miley and catch up to you, okay?
She was with me when they attacked us.
She was?
Yes, she was injured, but she managed to escape down the hallway.
I heard them capture her. I can still sense her. She's hurt. But she's still here.
Thank you. Come on, we don't have a minute to spare. Oh, and tell them they have the address of the Red Salon on Cellar Street.
We should expect a second attack there. I must inform the court. Be careful.
I'll be counting the minutes until you return to us.
Full.
With Richard's help, I'll be able to find Miley for Hazel.
I'm glad. Oh, and this was going to be Richard's carrying case.
A reinforced container that locks from the outside.
Looks cozy.
Not commonly used to store mortal bodies.
So, Rufio, have you been able to do that 2-player or multiplayer TMNT yet?
A cigar. Barely smoked. That's where it was stubbed out.
Okay.
I've already seen this brand here.
This belongs to Miley. I like that. We're impersonating you and clearing all my records at the Institute. A clean slate. Okay, bloodstains there. Don't know who's in there. Don't know if I want to know.
What's going on here?
Oh. Is that going to be our pathway out to the balcony?
Kindred were toasting here.
Yeah, toast. Steak, a hairdryer, a very, very shallow bath. Photograph.
A stake. There's no doubt about it. This is for us.
I mean, the fact that your doctor had a stake through his heart should be, you know, a pretty big clue. Or an impossibly yeah. I don't know. High heels. Oh, wait a minute. There's someone over here, too, right? There's... Oh, God.
Finally, the cavalry. Thanks for coming.
It's a good turn if I can take a look around here alone to myself.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like bamboo through the knees.
Some sort of whip. With blood on it.
Completely consensual.
Wet clothes.
Hey, buddy.
They took him for dead. He's barely breathing. That's a knife wound. Huh. Bringing a knife to a gunfight?
Oh, hi.
This one's missing fingers.
Surf's up, buddy. Yeah, that does seem like a bad fall. An accident just waiting to happen.
It's the code for a body they must have picked up. It must have been screwed onto an injection gun. And the fibrogen. That's an improved coagulant. I've heard that if it's used on one of our kind, it can keep us from regenerating. Or even using our powers. A real nasty concoction.
Yeah, or definitely.
A vial of some sort of chemical. Fibrinogenodine, BB. Sunrise Group, London. That vial must have been screwed onto something.
Here we go, sir. We're breaking the chain of evidence.
It's the reference of the container that was here.
Penalized wound. Well, looks like someone ripped a man's arm off.
Torn off. Oh, Jara could have done that.
Nosferatu and their potents. Wait, is there anything? Broken sink.
Have you learned anything?
I'm just getting started. Well, actually, it has been an hour already. There's just so much evidence to collect.
What do you think happened here?
We're still missing some pieces, but in this room, there are definitely signs of violent struggle. And there's definitely been torture.
Torture?
Judging by the condition of the body suspended above the bed, I'd venture some S&M session gone wrong.
Oh, so right.
I see. Alright, why don't I bag this room? How far'd you get?
Examine the spatter trajectories. Get us enough data to calculate spray velocity. We'll need it. I'll keep collecting samples of blood and body fluids.
Alright.
No, we're not done.
We're gonna run short on materials here with all that needs swabbing and bagging.
Ah. Wait. There's a tingling sound. If I could pick any vampire ability, what would I choose?
What's going on here?
Oh, I'll have to think about that one, Virtua. There's some really good ones to pick. I mean, you're still alive, dude.
This attack was prepared.
I think Auspex would be pretty sweet.
What are you gonna tell us?
Alright, let's go ahead and go... Oh wait, it was this way, wasn't it?
I think these golden tubes are so pretty. Don't you?
Well, Pumpkin, that's one way of seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Only special agents are allowed in this area.
Noted. Give me a moment to find a safe space. We will go remedy that.
There is an extensive amount of debris that's relatively concentrated.
Let's go ahead and leave this area. I don't want to raise suspicion. Oh, hi, you're still here.
Here we go. I wonder what's hiding here.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Organs. Are they cutting us up into pieces?
Hey, you! Come give me a hand. We have specimens to move.
Who's...
Here are the containers Richard told me about.
Find Miley, the prince's child. Okay.
I sense something. It's coming from over there.
I know it!
Wait. Okay. I don't know about all that. That looks terrifying.
Adrenaline. That only stimulates mortals.
Oh, this guy.
So, has forensics processed the bedrooms?
Yeah, I think so. They,
You think so? Isn't there anyone here that can inform me about anything? I've been asking for an hour. I must give Monsignor an update detailing how long this is going to take. Let's not keep him waiting then.
But the local police are
Just
very...
tell them Agent Olsen sent you. And we will see how high they are willing to jump. We still have bodies to evacuate and samples to recover.
You bet. You can count on me.
Obfuscator celerity? Yeah, that's a good one.
Sorry, I don't have the time.
Oh! Okay.
We'll get through this.
Hi.
Which one do you want to take down?
Sorry, I've got one more thing to do.
No problem.
We gotta find the right one, don't we? Okay.
More boxes.
Let's see. Oh, God.
They showed no mercy. They burned both juice bags and kindred alike.
Scorched earth. Hey, but at least the hot tub's kicking.
Something to dip someone into. Must be for the kind.
Don't touch those papers.
Oh.
Shit. There are names on these files. I'd better get him out of here so I can take a look.
Don't bother with that. Those are Stanford's files.
It brings paperwork on a job like this?
Yes. So his novice can record whether they were captured or exterminated.
If they have intel on us, I have to find out what they know. His novice is busy, and...
Agent Olsen's got a lot to do. But he's handling it himself.
Wait, can we insist? I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, all right. See you later.
Richard gave us the ability... Oh, look at that. Got all the stuff for last rites here. Well, at least the kindred were able to take a few of them with them. Okay, I have an idea before we get... Here, okay, here's what we're going to do.
How could they have
We're going to try and get this file. Then we're going to try and pick the right box here. Whichever one that... or not Hazel. That her child is in. And then we'll see what's going on in that tent with that, like, straight out of Nosferatu scene. Let's do... the time warp again. Not really.
They had to get their weapons from
Rappelling
somewhere.
ropes. The attack came from the roof.
Can we...
Ep.11. What's he going to do with that?
Please handle this box with care. Place it on my desk and touch nothing. Pay attention to the direction. This note indicates the top. Leave this note on the box for your colleagues to read as well. Oh, we can't just grab it.
More boxes.
Okay, I was thinking that maybe we could go ahead and imitate this guy.
A gang war?
Hold on, what are we... What's our stats, our traits, rather? The decoction that Dr. Richard gave Leysha has caused a previously unknown power to develop in her. It temporarily grants the doppelganger power from the obfuscate discipline. Allows the vampire to steal someone's identity and enables the vampire to impersonate that person. The vampire must speak to the target to gather information about them before their identity can be stolen. Can only be activated in a safe zone. Activation generates no hunger. Make sure not to run into the target while this power is active.
Why not?
Okay.
Monsignor will be growing impatient.
Wait a second. Now that you mention
I really don't have time to do this.
Oh. Yeah, just, why not? Dominate.
Go put away what's on the table.
Okay.
Finally. Now I can take a look at those files.
Read.
Targets. Numbered. With names.
54. Victor Chen. Considerable strength, aggressiveness, severe dermatological damage. Danger level 7.
They even have a file on Richard.
Weak physical strength, appears harmless, supposedly telepathic. 6 through 8. Oh, it's like the Psychor levels on Babylon 5.
I think that's Dijon's child. I mean.
Unknown physical strength, high human mimicry, 4 to 5.
Oh, Miley. They haven't taken her yet.
BB type 1, 4 to 5. Immediate immobilization, isolation of personal belongings.
Jara, already evacuated. She's on the council, I think.
Oh, they took, okay.
Oh, Jara, already evacuated. I think. Oh,
49.
Miley. Jara, already evacuated. She's on the council, I think.
Okay, let's go ahead and grab this quickly, please.
No way I'm letting them keep that.
I'm really busy right now.
That was worth it, I feel. Ooh.
Wow. Am I seeing this right? They're collecting us. Bones. Probably a neonate.
Collect the whole set.
Rotting flesh. That kindred had been embraced recently. Dust. They didn't just kill neonates. I wonder who that was.
Gonna have to let them keep something? Yeah, possibly. Okay.
We'll get through this.
Living room 3, I assume. KI2. EB2. Hey, hold on.
Didn't come to talk.
Let's look at these bodies. Oh, okay, never mind. That wasn't living room.
Ashes.
So what I think we probably need to do here is we need to find all the things that we can find the clues to. Wait.
There are casings everywhere. And they're all large caliber. A glass of wine with traces of cherry-flavored lip gloss. Same smell as the broken glass in the living room.
We can't track that now. Or can we? Ah, okay. Let's. Okay, we know that Miley
What a mess.
was over here, right? So maybe what we need to do.
A cigar. Huh. I've already seen this brand here. Somebody spilled wine on this bag.
Can we track?
A pouch stained with wine.
No. Okay. We cannot. We can go ahead and do that, though.
Someone must have tried to mop up a stain with it.
Where did we see the cigar before?
They had to get
We
their
got some
weapons from
ashes right
somewhere.
there. That, well, I don't know. That's a lot of ashes for a cigar. Got through there. Where's the body? Okay.
So little.
It's the code for a body they must have picked up.
Don't see anything here that would lead me to believe that this was her. But she went out for a smoke. So maybe we do need to go ahead and use Auspex on this. Okay. She was right here. Then she went and dropped that off. And then it split off into different directions. Oh, wait.
Someone snipped a cigar here. Ugh, this thing reeks. Whoever smoked it must have left a trail of stink behind them.
I think this is it. I think this is going to lead us to wherever she is. It's snack time. We already fed from one. You will do.
We're not gonna be done for a while.
Follow me. It will take a minute.
Right away.
So you only have a limited amount of safe zones. Because remember, we can't just stack people in there, because that would be a problem. He's there, buddy. Delicious. You are what you eat. Controlled hunt talent gained. Cool.
Go on. The rest of your team is processing the balcony.
So we kind of were on the right trail, we just needed to find the right spot. Otherwise we'd be spending a lot of blood. Okay. Snipped a cigar.
A cigar. Barely smoked.
That's where we found it.
That's where it was stubbed out. Huh. I've already seen this brand here.
And that leads us... Okay, well we found out we could go through this area without having to turn into the special. Okay, she was the one in the kitchen. K-12.
Given how upscale the place is,
Alright.
I'm sure it was a question of cost.
So who are in the other ones? Do we even want to know? Do we want to not think about that? We probably don't need to think about that.
Which one do you want to take down?
This one.
I'm taking this one. You get that down?
Yep, got it.
Hey, Halsey.
Let's go, Sugarfangs. Quick steps.
Oh, I didn't even...
Is everything okay, Mom?
Yes, Pumpkin. Come on.
We're leaving. We didn't check the dude in the tent.
See you later. I hope it's Miley.
That... Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, you brought a vampire back to the prince. You protected the sensitive documents. You shattered an illusion. You took care of Halsey. You convinced Dr. Richard Dunham to help you. You heard the last words of Natasha, one of Dr. Richard Dunham's assistants. You found all the suspicious items that threatened the Masquerade, and a resonance bonus to Auspex. I could have met an important emissary of the Second Inquisition, so I assume that was probably the dude in the shadows, and could have spoken with an eyewitness to the attack. Crap. I mean, still 125 experience, and we found Richard and Miley. So I guess maybe we did okay? Because it wasn't a failure, just an alternative. Oh well. What's done is done. I ain't gonna run it through again. We're not gonna have the Caleb incident repeat itself. After reporting on the situation, Amem, Leysha, and Caleb offer the prince their services once again. Oh, Caleb. My boy Caleb, what do we want to do with you? We've got so many interesting ways we can go about this. Cost 25. Oh, we have a lowered cost to our presence. Our dominate is at 2. That would give us 2 on everything. That's kind of awesome, I would say. Then 70 for Mental Fortress. Walls of the Mind generates 1 less hunger. and then 100. I definitely think we need to go with an extra thing of presence. Why not? And that gives us 160 available. Imagine if the emissary is Kurt. Ugh. Oh god, that did look like his statue, that did look like his silhouette, didn't it? That would be so bad. Like if the Tremere were keeping him, like, secured just to, you know, keep him under control, and then he got out. I don't know if the Inquisition would work with another kindred, though. That is a terrifying thought, Virtuo. Thank you. See, I'm not sure what to do with Galeb. Galeb's got, like, a lot of different ways we can go about. So... let me go ahead and think on this. So I'm thinking maybe... let's go ahead and raise up our social attribute. That'll help with our rhetoric and persuasion and presence as well. So that'll just be 15 to do that. So that puts all of our attributes here. We're going to go ahead and raise our intimidation. We get that first dot of deduction for free, which was actually kind of awesome. And then maybe... I kind of like the 2 in all the knowledges, and then maybe we can do... he doesn't seem like a security and technology guy. I don't think I don't think he's psychology, technology, or security. I think this actually may be the best thing. 2 in persuasion, 2 in rhetoric, 2 in deduction, 2 in education. That gives him a pretty wide range of knowledges and things to do. What do you guys think? Or should we go specialized? Maybe go ahead and lower that. That gives us... maybe enough to go up to deduction 3. There's so many different ways this can go, and all of it badly. You always tend toward well-rounded, but specialization can work too. Yeah, that's true. This isn't Shadowrun. It's not one of those jack of all trades, master of none. You can get away with stuff, especially since you'll have willpower to kind of even the odds a bit. I think this will go well. Let's go ahead and go with intimidation, persuasion, rhetoric, deduction, and education, all at 2. All of our attributes are at 2, and it's all 2s. 2s across the board. You'd probably think deduction 3. Can we pull... I'm willing to go ahead and lower, like... that gives me 50, and not enough to actually raise our deduction up. So we can grease... okay, that means it puts our persuasion at 1. Our education at 1, persuasion. How does this look? I think this could work, maybe. We would just have to see if it kind of flows. He is the chief investigator for the prince, so it would make sense that he would have a high deduction. You know, I'm going to go... I think we're just going to go ahead and go... We're going to go well-rounded for right now. We'll specialize next time. Trait updated. Unreliable agent. What? What? Your actions draw too much attention to yourself and others. Are you just inept? Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Because the suspicion has gone up. We're going to have to try and do something to lower that. Do we have any items or anything that would lower our suspicion? Negative. It was a crazy time.
And like always, you've completed your mission.
Like always?
Those words don't come from me. You must know what they say about you here.
No, I don't know. Enlighten me.
Well, you have kind of a reputation. It's actually rather flattering.
Ooh, you're looking a little bit rough there.
What exactly do they say?
Oh, you want to know? I didn't think...
Simple curiosity, nothing more.
Everybody kept saying that Caleb Bazori has been in tough spots before, and that you come through them unscathed. They were right.
Don't listen to gossip. Forge your own opinions.
Don't worry about it.
It's not a natural thing here. It takes some experience.
Mens et manus.
Mind and hand.
That's the MIT motto. One of my teachers used to say that the only way to really learn something is by doing it. You have a lot in common with him.
I'm unsure of how I'm supposed to interpret that.
It's a compliment. You didn't tell me what was in those files you gave the prince.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
To make up your own mind about something, the best way is to go to the source. And apparently, Jason Moore is well informed.
I see. You'll have to be patient, Fang.
Do you think your success on the mission could play to our advantage? I mean, for...
The prince will decide your fate when the time comes. Being useful to her can't hurt. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I just want to get it over with. Like when you're going into finals.
Even if there's no going back?
It's a little late for that, isn't it?
It is.
Your child, Beryl Underwood, did he have any second thoughts?
I don't want to discuss it.
He's your only child, so I wondered how it went. Well, could you enlighten me?
Oh, good lord.
Fang, are you sure that's all this is about?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, we can go ahead and spend a crap ton of willpower right now if we wanted to. Yeah, she needs to be wary of Burrell, for sure. He's got some ulterior motives. Or ulterior, not ulterior.
Fang, we can't trust Beryl. I want you to stay away from him, for your own good. Do you understand?
Yes. Loud and clear. I'll be careful.
Don't dwell on it anymore. He's not worth wasting your energy. Now, if you'll excuse me, Fang, I'm going to have a word with him.
Oh? To Beryl? Why?
I trust you, but I don't trust him. I asked you not to go near him. Apparently, I didn't make myself clear enough.
I thought the prince was gonna call for you any minute now.
I'm sure I'll have enough time to clear the air with him first. Once and for all.
Oh, Lord.
While you're waiting, stay put.
As you wish.
Gonna go have a talk with Junior.
Can go rest.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Ortiz.
Come back soon.
Let's take a look around. I'd like Burrell to go have a chat with Victoria Ash. Oh, speak of the devil. No, wait. No, that's not her. Ooh, I like the music. Hello, food.
What's gonna happen to my vessels?
Any news here?
Everyone is stressed out. I've never seen anything like it. They're all talking in hushed voices. They barely dare to look at each other.
People and their moods. I'm not interested in that.
I saw them take one of Jason Moore's bodyguards below. To question him, I imagine. That could be of interest to you. Say, how are things with the girl?
Excuse me.
It's Zhu Feng, right?
She's not a girl.
Things going okay?
Yeah, ma'am?
That's none of your business.
I see.
I'd better be going.
See you.
That was awkwardly animated. Ooh. Another coin! We got a lot of coins, so we can afford to spend the willpower if we need to. Can we have another chat with you?
I hope the situation doesn't become any worse.
Oh, it's gonna get worse. So, where do we go?
A message from Caius. Need you downstairs. Urgent issue. Bad timing. I'm going to have to choose. Help Caius or speak with Beryl.
Make a decision. Take the elevator to level -1 to respond to Caius's call or speak to Burrell. Which one do you guys think we should do? I know that Caius probably has information on everything that's going on, but I think being able to talk to Burrell and, like, putting our foot down is probably going to be pretty advantageous and needs to happen. Maybe we can stifle him before things get a little too... This looks like Ra's sarcophagus from Stargate. Caleb seems... Yeah, it's true. I think we may have to go pay a visit. We need to remember our way around here, though. What's going on over here?
There's no point in hanging around here bothering me. It's gonna take me a while.
Very well, Mr. Sheridan. Please excuse me. I've got cramps. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I think it's time for the father and son chat. Boston Domain, Decree of Embrace. I, Hazel Iverson, Prince of Boston, hereby authorize kindred...
It's all gotta go.
Henry Donald Ross, embraced in 1684, a prominent member of the Boston court, to Sire Vincent Winfield. The duly authorized mortal worked as an investment banker and demonstrated his value and his great discretion.
It's a good thing Journey had to sort it.
By enriching the domain. Henry Donald Ross has never asked to sire anyone before. His patient commands respect. Patience. Furthermore, his activities at the Boston court have always been above reproach. In recognition of this, the embrace may take place at the sire's convenience before the end of April. Boston, April 18th, 2015, Hazel Iverson. So why are we shredding documents? Hunt for Nora Vasquez Franklin Park.
It's all gotta go.
The kindred Nora Vasquez threatened the Masquerade by playing with the court's secrets. Target destroyed, accomplice identified, and arrested. Thin Bloods. A group of Thin Bloods were hunting with impunity near the cemetery.
What a shitstorm!
4 destroyed, 1 escaped. Neil Fins tried to blackmail the prince. Target killed, no witnesses. Kindred created an occult community in Weymouth. 1 kindred destroyed, 8 mortals killed, evidence destroyed.
It's a good thing Journey had to sort it.
The surviving Thin Blood from Woodlawn Cemetery thought he had been forgotten. Target destroyed. Infamous traffickers of occult objects resurfaced. 2 kindred destroyed. Evidence seized. Dejan Siaka requested the presence of Caleb Bazori to accompany him to Saleb. No problems encountered. Some Thin Bloods thought they could escape us in Newton.
It's too slow.
7 Thin
What
Bloods
a
destroyed.
shitstorm!
Disappearance of the Orion shipment. A very valuable shipment disappeared from the port. 6 mortals killed. Shipment found. Okay, you seem concerned.
I can't wait to be done with this.
Yeah, sounds like it. Any other documents worth reading?
It's all gotta go.
Boston Domain. Kindred reported missing in 2016. Catherine Pye James, Henry Donald Ross, Benjamin Peckham, Pavel Emlov, and Sarah Yang. All disappeared in 2016. Oh, these are all old Kindred, too. Yeah, once they find out that they're compromised. Oh yeah, I forgot about all these other characters that we met.
Mr. Bazori. I'm sorry, I really don't have time right now.
Why do you have your own picture up on the... Okay. I don't know if this is anything we need to be looking at.
My sire collected books too. He left them all behind when he left.
I don't think we went into these offices. Journey.
Can you come help us?
Oh, this is like their...
Journey's sire, I believe, went east, as did mine.
Well, I'm glad you're not dead, Journey. Ah, April.
A rose, of course. Divas sure love their theatrics.
Hello there.
Caleb, you don't come here often.
Sorry, things are a little hectic here. As you can see.
What's going on?
Code Red. We're destroying all of our files. Following protocol.
You're destroying all our files?
No, not everything. Obviously. Some information needs to be safe. The rest will be a treasure trove for anyone who wants to harm us. That's what's got to disappear. It's a huge undertaking. And of course, Hazel's putting major pressure on me. She's normally a little high-strung, but you can imagine how much worse it's become.
Yeah, but when it comes to the Second Inquisition...
It's her job. She's trying to keep us from going down with the ship, no matter the cost.
I agree. And you know how much I love Hazel. But it's starting to get hard to manage. My efficiency might be the stuff of legend, but even I make mistakes. How about you? Is everything all right?
After last night, who could say that?
I mean, you know, your condition.
My condition?
You know, you're the eldest among us now.
Yeah, it's an amazing character design.
Are you worried about me, or the void I'll leave behind?
You're an essential asset for the Camarilla. You disappearing now would be one of the worst possible things that can happen to us.
It's true that reliability is a virtue in decline.
Don't leave us. That's all. For Hazel's sake.
I've got my own reasons to stay.
I was wondering, what is it like? Do you hear voices? Does it come at you all at once?
It's more like a feeling. A light one at first. Then it grows, and grows, until it becomes unbearable.
It doesn't look so unbearable for you.
I'm hanging on, but you shouldn't worry about it. You're still very young.
Listen to us. Talking about growing old, like mortals do.
Yeah, we got no psychology.
What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just the Second Inquisition attack. You're the only person here who doesn't seem fazed by it. London seems so far away. Now they're here. They're destroying the people we know. I really need to get back to work.
Good luck.
Nice, lovely conversation there.
If only Hazel would listen to me.
I've actually never looked that up, Virtua. I don't know if they've explained it yet. Okay. It's actually kind of cool just to see Caleb here interacting with characters we only interacted with a mem. Or no, not just a mem, but with Leysha too. Okay, we went through here. We went through that way. That will just loop around.